Hi Aces! I'm Angela with Vegas Aces, the world's first free casino dealing school. Today we're talking about Tokes and max toke limits. If you like what we do here, be sure to like and subscribe and click that notification button so you'll never miss out on our videos teaching you how to be a better casino dealer and player. Everyone loves Tokes. I'm talking about these tokes. Now in casinos, tokes are another word for tips and specifically refer to the dealer's tips. So why do we use a different word when we already have a word for tips and everyone and their mom knows what tips are? Well, because historically speaking, in Las Vegas casinos, tips used to be called token of gratuity. And as with everything in life, the original phrase changed, morphed, and was shortened to the colloquial toke. Now, tokes are incredibly important to casino dealers, as we're usually paid minimum wage plus tips. Typically, that base wage will cover taxes and fees, and then the dealer lives off their tips, very similar to waitstaff at your favorite restaurant. So your tips are very important to us. Dealers can receive tokes either by a player giving it to them directly, which they can do by placing it on the table and telling the dealer they're giving them a tip, or the player can bet a toke wager for the dealer when playing the game. Now, typically if that happens, the player will place the chip outside the betting circle in the area that's closest to the dealer or to the right side of the betting circle. If the player gives the dealer the option to play the toke or drop it, most casinos are going to require the dealer to drop it. So make sure that you know your casino's rules regarding tokes. Now, on top of knowing your casino's rules, there are just some good standard practices that you should know regarding tokes. As a dealer, you should never parlay your tokes. Once the toke has been won, pay it, then drop it in the toke box immediately. Think about it, it's your tip, and the last thing you want is for it to go away. Now, you also don't want to play or fidget with your toke chips, like transferring them from hand to hand. If you pick up the toke with your left hand, place it on the layout in front of the bank, clear your hands, and then pick it up with your right hand and drop it in the toke box. You're a dealer, not a magician. Now, sleight of hand tricks are pretty cool, but not if performed in a casino. Ooh, also, you should never drop a black toke in your toke box without the consent of your floor supervisor. Typically, your floor is going to want you to change that black toke for 4 green checks. Now, when paying your toke, always pay the player's winning wager first, and then pay the dealer's winning toke last. Never pay your toke first and the player's winning wager second. It's kind of like you're hosting a dinner party. You always serve your guests first, then serve yourself. And you can give us a monthly toke on our Patreon for as low as $1 a month. Over there, we provide exclusive tips, and I mean informational tips, not money tips. I know this can get really confusing, as well as early access to all our videos, including this one. Link in the description below. Now, did you know that there is a max limit on dealer tokes? That's right. Unlike our waitstaff friends, we have a cap on what we can receive as tokes. Unbelievable, right? This is especially prevalent on games that have a high payout ratio, like roulette or carnival games. Let me explain. If the player tips the dealer and then receives a blackjack, the dealer's tip will be paid the bonus as well. Same goes for any bet that gets paid odds. Here's an example on 3-card poker. If the player puts a $1 tip on the pair plus bet and they hit a 3 of a kind, which pays 30 to 1, then the dealer's tip would get paid odds too, or $30 for that $1 tip. Now, if the player tips $25 on a pair plus on 3-card poker and a straight flush hits, more than likely the dealer will not see the full payout of $1,000 due to casino policy. Now, this is all because casinos have a max amount that players can tip you. If you have a player tipping a large amount of, say, $15 or more on a bet with high odds payouts, you have to ask your floor what the max is. If you're lucky enough to have a George, the dealer's term for a big tipper, at your table, then it's a great idea to double check with your floor and make sure the player is tipping in between the approved limits. And just so you know, we also have a term for players who don't tip at all: stiffs and fleas. If you're a player watching this, don't be a flea. You know, it really shouldn't surprise anyone when I say casinos are extremely attached to their money, possibly in some very unhealthy ways. I mean, the funny thing is, casinos have no problem whatsoever taking bets with a large tip attached to it, but they don't want to pay the dealers their winnings if that tip hits the jackpot. The reason is, casinos see a paid toke as lost money. So if a player wins $1,000, the casino isn't too upset, because they know that they can get that money back as long as their player continues playing on their tables. How many stories have you heard from people saying they won a huge payout, but then left Vegas with less money than they arrived with? Now, this is what I'm talking about. But when a player tips a dealer, the casino views it as an automatic loss because they can't get that tip back. The dealer isn't playing, they're working. And that's why casinos put a cap on dealers' tips. Depending on the casino, the max amount can either be a flat amount or a percentage of the winnings. If you're lucky enough to have that George at your table, make sure you disclose the maximum amount to them before they place the tip. Now, you're going to have to use courtesy and tact when telling them, because sometimes very rich people can get upset if they're told that they can't do something. One George was so upset when he learned about this maximum tip limit that right after management told him that he couldn't do it, he shoved his entire huge pile of winnings to the dealer and told them it was their tip, and then walked out of the casino, never to be seen again. All because the casino caps tips. Needless to say, the casino manager was not happy about this. So my biggest tips on tokes are: know your max limit and be gentle when telling big tippers. And of course, watch all our videos here at Vegas Aces so you can be the dealer raking in the tokes with your amazing skills. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please like and subscribe. Do you want to see our content 5 days early? Well, subscribe to us on Patreon, where we give our patrons exclusive early access and coach new dealers on how to get into the industry. Our business also helps casino game inventors with developing their game and bringing their idea to fruition and onto the casino floor. And if you're looking for even more content, check out our other videos here on the screen. We also offer interview transcripts, flashcards, dealer instruction manuals, the world's first toke board, and so much more, all at our website, vegas-aces.com. You can find all of these links down below in the description. Until next time, stay lucky, Aces.